going on today. Welcome to the navigation update launch party. We're very excited that everyone is here today. A special welcome to our potentially new EE members out there. Right now is a really exciting time to be joining the community. And also a special welcome to anybody attending today who might not yet be a member of EE, but is joining today to kind of feel it out, see if EE is going to be a good community for them. So we're going to kick it off with some housekeeping. Let's work my slides over here. Let me introduce my teammates. I'm Kasey. I'm the Director of Community here at EE, and also on the screen here, who you'll be hearing from today as well, is David Draper, our Community Manager, and Carter Young on our Community Growth team. So you'll be hearing from them as well today. Couple of housekeeping notes just to kick us off. As attendees, you should see in the bottom of your screen two functions, the chat function and the Q&A function. So we do want you to use both of those throughout the event. We'll be adding kind of like some prompts and things for you to jump into the chat throughout the event. And I see that everybody's already doing that, so that's great. The Q&A function, we're going to ask that you use this for questions that you actually want us to answer at the end within the live Q&A, not in the chat. So if you kind of want us to look at it, answer it potentially at the end, make sure to put that in the Q&A so that we can find it. All right, so the first in the chat, I see everybody's already going, but introduce yourself, let us know where you're tuning in from today. All right, Carter, we want everybody to share on social. Let us know that you're here. Can you explain the QR code for us?
Yep, pretty straightforward. Just scan this. It'll take you to a page. You'll see a picture that you can download. Just write down some of your favorite moments from today or get creative, post a selfie, whatever you want to do. But make sure to tag us. We're on all channels of social media, but I've also linked our LinkedIn and Twitter, so you can tag us directly there. So can't wait to see you guys on the socials.
Lots of selfies. Take all of the selfies. All right. Getting into it, I wanted to quickly talk about, yes, what we're going to be doing here today. What is a launch party? Why a launch party? And also why a navigation update? We're celebrating the navigation update today. David will speak a little bit more to this towards the end during the live demo, but just briefly, the EE platform is home to our members. It's where our members, it's where you all potential EE members out there come online to connect and collaborate with each other, to solve problems, to get advice, make friendships, all of that good stuff. So it's essential that the navigation and the platform is a good user experience. It's essential that you can easily find members to connect with and find content you're interested in. So another reason that we are really launching this with a virtual event is because we are, it's a phase one of a very multi-phase project. So this is kind of our initial launch. We will be releasing multiple more phases after this initial phase. So we wanted to celebrate with a launch party. So jumping in today, of course, we'll have some swag raffles. Carter is going to kick us off with those here soon. We're going to have a guest pass program official launch with Carter. My favorite part of the event is going to be a panel with EE members, Bill, Alicia, and Mike. And then we'll move into a live demo of the navigation update with David, and then kind of speak to what's coming next in the community. What's happening around the community, what are the next phases of the iterations of updates, and then move into some live Q&A. So I believe Carter kicking us off with some swag raffles. These are some of the designs that we're looking into that you could possibly win here today.
Yeah, for sure. I'll draw our first winner. And it is Jerry Newman. So if you're on the call, congrats.
Congrats, Jerry.
Awesome.
Can we do another?
Yeah, let's do it. All right. Victor Wu. Woohoo.
Victor Woo. All right, we might do another swag raffle at the end as well. Carter is also going to kick us off here with our guest pass program launch. So let me stop sharing and give you the screen.
Awesome. Yeah.
Carter, to start us off with the navigation update, kind of ins and outs, letting everybody know what comes along with that. Can you speak to kind of first, before we get into the how, the why? Like, why did we do this? Why did we create an official guest pass program?
Yeah, for sure. Super excited to be launching this alongside of our navigation update. So just want to share a little bit of behind the why and what we were thinking when we started all of this. Of course, we have a ton of dedicated members on the platform who are super invested in EE and the EE community's growth. So this isn't something that's new. And for years, EE members have been organically doing this and inviting their friends and colleagues to join the community. But we kind of wanted to give this more of an official way to be inviting your friends and colleagues.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more that this has been happening organically over the years. So it's just our way of making it official. So will you show everyone, Carter, how easy it is? Maybe show them where they can access the guest pass. I know that people have already been sending guest passes, which has been really fun to see. But yeah, tell us a little bit about how it works and where they can find it.
Yeah, for sure. So you'll find this in the left side of your nav, of course. So right here, guest pass, and it'll take you here. It's pretty simple. What is a guest pass? Pretty easy. You'll type in your name, type in your email address. It's really important that you use the one associated with your EE account. So make sure to do that. That's like gets confusing. We all have a ton of emails. Then you'll put your friend or coworker's email address in right here, hit submit. And after that's done, you'll receive a confirmation and your friend or coworker will receive their EE guest pass, which allows them to be in the community for 30 days to really test it out, get connected with people, and kind of find the content they're looking for. So super exciting, pretty easy, simple steps, but we're really excited for you guys to be able to do this again. So can't stress that enough.
Carter, you told me before this event, and I actually don't know what this is, but you said you had a surprise as it relates to the guest pass program. So what might that be?
I do. For all of the non-members on this call, we will be sending you EE guest passes. This again will allow you 30 days to jump in the community, kind of see what we're all about, explore the new navigation. So after this call, you'll receive an email to your email address that you registered with and steps on how to redeem that pass. So just be on the lookout, join us. We can't wait to see you on the platform, and we're excited.
Awesome. In the chat, let us know who, maybe if you were referred by a friend to EE, or who you plan on sending a guest pass to. All right. Thank you, Carter. Moving into our member panel. Jeff said, hope to see some of these new members. Yep. Our member panelists, Mike, William, and Alicia, go ahead and raise your hands for me so I can find you, and let me promote you to a panelist here. All right, so as they're coming on, we will do some introductions with our panelists. There they are. Mike, Alicia, hello.
Hello.
There's Mike. All right, thanks guys for being here. Glad we got all of that panelist functionality figured out. So my favorite part of the event, specifically because these are some of our members and really awesome individuals that I've gotten to know recently. But we wanted everybody to hear from our members because as we said at the beginning, the whole goal of this navigation update and moving forward in the community is to promote and encourage collaboration, to, learning, mentorship, all of the fun things. So we wanted you to hear that specifically from our members in terms of like, what does community mean to these guys? What does collaboration mean? And how has the EE community had a role in that for them? So we'll start off with some quick introductions. Alicia, we'll start off with you, and then we'll go to Bill and Mike. But tell us your names, where you're from, what you do for a living, and maybe the topic areas that you hang out in the EE community.
Hi, I'm Alicia St. and I'm in Santa Barbara, California. I am specifically working with WordPress custom development. So I hang out there a lot in EE. I also hang out in the HTML and the CSS. And a few other categories come and cross my radar, and those are fun too. Was there another thing did I cover that?
Yep, covered it.
Okay.
How about you, Bill?
Hello, I'm Bill Peck. I'm from Bel Air, Maryland, and primarily I'm a data analyst. Most of the questions I post are for Oracle, data related and query type of things. I do get a lot of Excel questions posted and a lot of good answers. And at home, I've gained a lot of skills through Experts Exchange for do-it-yourself PC repairs, which has saved me a lot of money.
There you go. Last but not least, Mike.
Hi, my name is Mike Paradis. I'm in Prescott, Arizona. I'm the founder of outagesio.com. Mainly, most of my topics are technology related, so it's really all over the place: virtualization, networking, quite a number of things along those lines. Long list.
Long list. Thank you, guys. So our first question here is for all of you, and again, we'll start with you, Alicia, but just kind of a general high-level question. Why and how, or why is peer-to-peer collaboration such a vital part of your own growth and development?
Oh, wow. I just feel it's really special when you can get help from someone who knows a little bit more than you do, or a lot more than you do, because frankly, just any modicum of expertise above what you know is actually really important to help you incrementally get better. And so then what is also cool about Experts Exchange is once you've hung out there for a while, then you can end up kind of passing the baton down to someone else. And there's nothing like that moment when you ask the next question. So yeah, I just feel like it's really important. It inspires people to actually learn more so that they can help people the way they got helped.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Bill? Why is peer-to-peer collaboration such a vital part of your own growth and development?
So to me, peer-to-peer collaboration means that I can always find somebody with expertise, and it's almost always within 24 hours. So it's pretty quick. It's definitely a community. It's people helping people, and I get answers from around the world. So if I get stuck on something at work, I'm confident I can find someone with the right expertise. More often than not, several people will respond, and they might debate the response itself or debate the solution, and I get to sort of participate in that conversation. And it definitely gives me confidence that I can solve problems, and I'm always learning something that I didn't know before. So it's just been great for me.
Yeah, I think that's a common theme we hear about peer-to-peer collaboration is the learning aspect of it. So I hear Sir Scott Fell said, good point. What about you, Mike? Peer-to-peer collaboration, what does that really mean to you?
Definitely similar thoughts to Alicia and Bill. I think that in any field, peer collaboration is not only a vital part of growth, but it's also essential in getting things done. Technology keeps getting more and more complex. By having the ability to communicate with others working on similar challenges on a daily basis, we all grow not only by helping others, but by asking questions that knowledgeable people can respond to. I love when busy people take the time to help others on EE. We seem to forget that there are real human beings on the other end of that text, and no matter their reasons for helping, it moves you along with your daily challenges.
Yeah, that's awesome. This next question for you, Bill. You recently shared with us, I believe in an article actually within the EE community, that EE over the years helped you develop your career, which is a pretty substantial statement. And I know you shared with me what, some insight into that, but can you share with everyone here the role that, the role that just like the community and peer-to-peer collaboration kind of had in developing your career and what that looks like for you?
Sure. So I started with Experts Exchange in 2004, and I was at a crossroads in my career, but I knew I was moving toward a technical role, but I had no one to guide me, and I really didn't have that, much of a background in it. And recently, as you said, I wrote an article describing my experience. So, people want to look at that, they can see my comments there. When I was making this career change, I was actually a consultant, so I couldn't easily ask my people at work how to do something. So Experts Exchange, was my source, was my resource to get questions answered, and made me look a lot smarter than I really was. Primarily, as I said, Oracle is where I go to get answers on data analysis type of questions. When I first started, I was had to do Visual Basic. I had literally no idea how to do it, but they helped me along, and I got the job done. It's expanded my technical horizon in many areas. And one particular question I think illustrates the benefit of Experts Exchange. One of the top Oracle consultants helped me with a question, and I had no idea how to get it done, but I, just described what I was trying to accomplish, and he laid it out for me, and I was able to get it done. And that was 7 years ago. And just recently, I needed to do the same thing, and I was able to find the question, the solution applied directly to my current problem, and so it saved me a lot of time, and I, was able to move on without, having to, resurrect the whole thing. So I did almost leave Experts Exchange about 8 years ago, but they gave me a nice discount for a year, and it's been well worth the money since then, and continues to improve.
Awesome. I bet I know who some of those Oracle members are of ours.
John Stuber.
There you go. Awesome. Well, thanks, Bill. Mike, you've also recently shared an article with the community. Yours was specifically about an experience you had when troubleshooting a question or troubleshooting a problem at your own company, right? I really liked, and we will share these articles with members after this as well, but I really liked how you shared that experience, not only in regards to how it solved a very practical problem that you were having at your company, but how you expressed so much like appreciation and gratefulness towards members of this community. But can you just kind of at a high level walk us through what everybody else here, what was happening on your end and what that experience looked like and why that was significant to you? You're also on mute, Mike, if you want to hit your unmute.
I was wondering about that. Brand new Linux desktop. So the question was called Mariah Blew Up, Why? What's Causing This? And the problem had started showing up weeks before I posted it. And we looked at everything: firewall, load balancing, servers, applications, database, networking, everything. Not able to find a problem, and it kept getting worse. So it started locking everything up completely. And of course, members started getting frustrated. So, one of the things that was showing up was servers hitting 100 load and lots of memory, CPU, sockets, the resources were still available. So it wasn't clear. So I decided to post a question on EE, and I've been a member for quite a while, but I posted this question to get all the help we could get. And people just jumped in. And they immediately started asking for more details, which I provided as quickly as I could. And the question just grew and grew, and the problem kept getting worse. And the real side of life is that on our side, stress levels were getting high, and members were complaining and leaving. So we tried all of the suggestions that were being mentioned, posting the results as the problem continued for quite a while. Eventually, the problem was found, and it was completely due to the tenacity of the community members helping out. And so in the end, I wanted to thank everybody involved. So I started writing this long thank you. And the thank you just turned into something so long that I decided to turn it into an article instead. And I was hoping that maybe it'd reach other people. And basically what I was trying to say is not only thank you for helping, but there are human beings on the other side of the text. And to me, that's an important factor that I think we forget in a virtual world. So anyhow, I turned that into an article. It was called The Value of Experts Exchange in My Daily IT Life. And I don't know, I was just very thankful. So I was very surprised that it reached so many people in a positive way. So I was happy about that.
Yeah, I don't know this for a fact, and I'm sure that somebody will probably correct me here in the chat, some of our longtime members, but that has to be one of the longest threads of Q&A I've ever seen on EE.
Yeah.
Somebody had to pop in the chat with a nope, Kasey, here's the longest one. I know that, but yeah, it was just awesome to see people going back and forth. And I really like how you say that there's people on the other end of this, but the cool thing to me is it's not only people, it's peers. It's, you know, people you're working with, not necessarily paid technician experts that you're waiting to get back support from Microsoft, but it's people like you who are just willing to help. And I think that's what makes it so special. And you laid that out really well in your writing. I didn't prepare you for this, Mike. I might be putting you on the spot, but do you remember the names of those people? They might be on here today. We'll give them a shout out.
Can I look at the question? Oh, gosh. I mean, there are a few names that, you know, the problem is that in the last few weeks, I've been spending time on this other project. So I haven't really been on EE a whole lot, especially because I you know, converted desktop to Linux. So, but there are a few people that just keep showing up all the time. And I think that the other thing that happened, as you know, is that at first I was always posting anonymously, and I decided to go with a real name and who I am, what I work on, just so that it would help people to better understand who I am, what my level, you know, of knowledge is, who it is they're helping, so that they didn't have to feel like they're starting over every time. So I can't tell you all of the names unless I peek at the question. You know, but they're pretty familiar names when I do look. They're always there.
Yeah, absolutely. We hear that all the time. So you get to interact with the same people, and that's how you form connections and friendships. And that's really how it works. So
I'm very curious about them too.
Yeah. Our last question here for Alicia is, we've gotten to work together a few times now, Alicia. So I know personally that you're a big advocate for mentorship and coaching. And I know that you're kind of active in multiple different communities as a mentor, as a coach, and in your own professional life. But can you kind of share your thoughts with everybody on why that's so important to you personally and professionally? And then maybe how you see that kind of dynamic play out within EE. You're on mute.
Trying to quiet the cats. The community aspect, personally for me, working in a vacuum, especially when it comes to tech, can be a little disheartening and actually frustrating. And sometimes you can end up going up the wrong path for quite some time before you realized it was the wrong path. And I'm in, you know, several different communities. There's burner community, there's the WordPress community, which is amazing, and then like EE. And I would say those three are really like stellar communities for me. And they all offer something different, but there's something unique about them. And what it is that the ability and actually the relishing the aspect to help somebody because they're in a pinch. Like it's not even that people are put out. It's that they really feed their entire like existence, or the passion is helping people and having that satisfied feeling when solution shows up in the box and you're like, oh my God, like, it was me. And then like when you share it with other people, it's even more exciting because it's like we all did it. So for me, there's also this aspect of EE where it can get really, really personal, where you feel that some people you've never even met are kind of like your friends, or they're also, there's such a care of the community that you can also get I don't want to say it was reprimanded, but you also get someone like calling you out about something, and you recognize that, oh yeah, that probably wasn't the best way to answer that question or whatever. And they'll do it in a very tactful way, like take you aside and direct a message. And it's just like the care. It's not that people will see something and just let it go. And then you go to other forums and then it turns into Trollsville and things like that. There's also names that you recognize, like what Mike was saying, specific names. And I'd like to actually call out a name that I haven't seen in years. And I don't know if some of the older, like longtime people remember him, and his Kravimir. And I just remember distinctly because he was the first name that I would see that if he had answered my question, my search was over. I was like, it's over, I don't have to go anywhere else. But since then, there have been many people like that. Scott Fell, Julian from South Africa, just put them out there because I think they deserve that. And I just feel like that when you're in a community and you have superstars, or you have people that you remember or that touched you in a certain way, with their, like with Mike, with their tenacity, or indefatigable, or like willingness to answer the question, it really means something and makes you actually realize your own worth as a person and a participant, for people to go out of their way like that. So have
Wow.
I
Yeah, that's
covered that?
great. And I mean, to your point of making friends and connections and whatnot, that's, I think for us, like why we want to do so many more of these events, like virtually and in person, you know, post-pandemic world, core conference 2023 coming up. But yeah, that's why, like, putting faces to names, right? And kind of getting to meet people, even though, you know, or chat with them here outside of the platform is really something that we're looking forward to. So thank you all. It's really special to hear from community members about the value of your own, you know, different communities and collaboration and problem solving and what community means to you. So we appreciate it. These guys will be hanging out still as attendees in the event. So if you want to connect with them, you can in the chat. Do that. They are really great members of EE and just fun to get to know. So we are going to move into the live demo portion of the event, but thank you, Mike, Alicia, and Bill.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
See you
Thank
later. All right, let me pull up, get my other panelists. David is back. All right. We're going to move into the live demo. As you guys all know, well, hopefully know if you've logged in, you've seen that this navigation update is actually already live on site. So we hope you've had a chance to kind of get your hands on it, get some feedback. Do know that part of our plan, especially this big of a release, is we know that there's going to be bugs and defects, misconfigurations, as Clemens Hoffman likes to call them, for us. There's going to be member feedback, and we're really looking forward to that feedback, and we're actively pulling those into our development processes and getting those fixes out. So you may not see those fixes here today, but they are in the works with our UX and development teams. So first, before David jumps into kind of the navigation and questions enhancements, I wanted to go over one of my favorite parts of the navigation update, which is the new community tab. You will see that at the very top of your left nav. David will point that out for us, but I'll just go through this quickly. There's 3 pages in the left here: home, news, and events. And this is really where you can come and find all of the things that we like to email you about or post banners about what's going on in the community. You can now go find them here, and we'll keep it updated. So here on the home page, sorry, David, here on the home page, this is actually a really good resource for especially new members to come learn who we are, what's our mission, what do we believe, what do we do as a community, kind of get to know us more. If you scroll down, you will see a showcase of our community leader team. Good looking team there. These guys have helped us develop this navigation update, and we're very forever grateful to them. And they lead the community in a lot of ways, so showcase them there. And then towards the bottom of the homepage, a good resource for everybody is their blogs and member guides. So anything from what is the guest pass program to how do I write an article, you can kind of go find resources there. And then jumping over to the news page. So pretty simple. You're going to see featured news. What's going on? What do we want to communicate to you? Where do you need to be registering for things? What new content is out? All that good stuff. This will live here on the featured news sections. On the right, not Kasey's Corner, but below that, this is something new we're introducing, the members spotlight. We just want to bring more attention to a lot of our members. And the cool thing about this is these will be people who are actually nominated by their peers. Andy Hancock has made it here because we just celebrated him as a top point earner, and Mike, who we just got to speak with in the panel. But definitely go there, nominate people who you think should be recognized in the member spotlight. And then at the bottom of this page, this is a long requested feature, is an archive of newsletters. So those newsletters that we email you all, the recent one will be there for the month, and then the old ones will be there as well. So that one newsletter a year ago that you were spotlighted in and you want to show your mom, you can go find it here. Back on the events page, as we're starting to have a lot more events, virtual events and in person in the near future, this is where you can go learn more about what's coming up. So like today, if you read over there on the right on your own time, you can kind of see the types of events we're looking to have. So we're really excited to continue to add to that list. You'll see upcoming events as well as past events. So if you have missed anything, if you weren't at Rebirth, you can go to these pages and you can find a recording of that and catch up, as well as the awards. So that's the overview of the community page. David, if you want to take it away.
Sure. Now we get to go over the actual update itself, which is super exciting especially for those of us that have been involved in the process the whole way through. Just quickly want to say we're very proud of the dev team and all the work that they've done this year to get this out, and say yet another special thank you to our community leaders, the moderators, and the TAs who helped us in giving us feedback and building this and in testing it. I think all of us working together put together something that's going to work out really good for everybody and be a great addition to an already growing community. To get into the site itself, you're going to start with your homepage, which you can see mostly looks the same, aside from this new bar here over to the left, which is the big portion of our feature update. You'll see Kasey was kind enough to let us use her account to test on. Up in the top, the homepage is going to take you right back here, and then you can run through all of the different core features of what makes EE, starting with the community page that we just went over, questions, which we're going to get to in a minute, the groups page that you can jump out to. All these little buttons will take you back out to the older versions of the site that are still being updated. These are going to be the things that are coming in with our later iterations that are coming later this year and next year. Those include groups and articles and videos, posts, podcasts, the guest pass page if you're looking for another way to get to the page where you can invite your new friends, about EE, which contains, the help center, feedback, contact forms, expert awards, et cetera, et cetera. And then the What's New tab, we've had a couple people that have gone in and have accidentally skipped kind of the introductory stuff. If you're looking for an introductory walkthrough on all this new stuff that's on EE with this update, you can click on the What's New button down in the bottom left, and it'll bring up this nice tour that they put together for us, and it'll take you through all the new portions of the site. And then some of the biggest immediate changes that we've got out now are the additions to the questions page. Ask and contribute will take you out to the ask a question page and to the answers page if you're looking for open questions that you can contribute on. And then the new updated stuff are the My Questions and the participated questions page that we're really excited about. So if you open up my questions, you get this nice page with a list of all your questions on these nice comment cards. And it'll give you the basic description of your question along with any topics that you're involved in. And you can see the members that are contributing on it if they're contributing. If you click on the little comment section here, we get a nice new inlaid drop down with all the new comments that you have on the question, and they'll pop up so you can read through all of those. You can add your own comments down at the bottom to keep the whole conversation in one place, so you don't have to jump around to a bunch of different stuff. If you're looking just to see solutions on one of your questions, you can click on the little solutions tab here, and it'll show you any Asker certified solutions or helpful comments. And then the notification bell is basically, there aren't any new ones here, unfortunately, are the home for all of the activity on your question altogether. So if you just kind of want to click through the full list of things that have happened on your question, you can come here and it'll have a list of everything. If you're coming back to search some of your questions, you can hop over here on the right side. We've got a nice little filter button that'll help you filter out different questions based on your topic or the time frame in which you asked it, the question status, whether it's open or solved. And if you want to change the sorting option because you want to find a really old question to go back to, you can switch between newest and oldest to newest. And if, like me, you occasionally need a refresher, there's another button over here that'll take you back through the tutorial. I think that's it for my questions specifically. Hop over to participated. The participated questions are all the questions that are not yours that you're involved on. So if you're one of the members that's like spends a lot of your time contributing and helping other people, you'll find all the questions you've interacted with here. And it's pretty much the same layout. You'll get the question title and description along with any topics. The comments, the notifications should pop the newest notifications up to the top so you can see what the newest activity is on the questions if somebody's replied to your reply, and that sort of thing. Comments and solutions operate exactly the same way if you're looking for quick access to what the asker marked as a solution. And we still have filters, same as the My Question page, the sort. And yeah, that's Kasey, if you want to catch me if I missed something, but that is the bulk of the new stuff.
Yep, that was very thorough. As David mentioned, the things that are opening in new tabs at the moment are those things that we will be making iterative updates to. So we've had a lot of questions about that. We'll kind of talk about that at the live Q&A because I think people are curious about that. But those are the things that we will be working on. We are already working on. So that is a kind of a temporary interface, but definitely keep that in mind that those updates are coming. All right. One of the biggest questions that we always get with stuff like this is, where do I leave feedback? So David's going to kind of tee up a couple of the places that you can do that.
Yeah, so I probably shouldn't have stopped sharing just yet.
Nope, you're good. You're good.
So in the bottom left on your left navigation bar, there's an About EE tab, and there's a feedback section that you can access under that. Also in the top right under your profile avatar, you click on that, there's feedback down on the bottom left. And we check on all of those to see things that we need to improve, things that may just need a little tweak or aren't working as we expected them to. So please, if you have anything to share, positive or negative, we'd love to hear it.
We'll also be sending out this event recording on an email. And so that's a good place. If you have questions, you can always respond. You can always email us, but that's a good email to respond to as well. All right. What is coming? Oh, in the chat, I almost forgot. Let us know what you're you've already interacted with, what your favorite parts of the navigation update are, what you are really liking. And then after this, we're going to kind of tell you what's coming up. So let us know what you're also looking forward to in the chat with these future updates. So wanted to kind of talk about the roadmap a little bit here. What's coming next, as we said, in these iterations that we'll be releasing over the next several months. In the works already, as you can see, here's some design mocks. In the next few releases, we will be working on that contribute tab and releasing updates to that tab, as well as followed topics, which will be integrated in with that. So here in this left image, the contribute tab currently links out to another page right now, the answer page, which a lot of you are very familiar with. We will be revamping that to be a more consistent interface with my questions and participated. And there will be some new functionality around the basic idea is I follow topics, and we have new enhanced follow topic functionality, and being able to indicate, do you want to see new open questions that other members are asking to populate on your contribute feed so that you can start participating. The next thing after that will be groups. We are really excited to bring a lot more visibility to groups and get a lot more community members involved in groups. So we're in the beginning phases of that project, but we're looking to also update that interface and make it more consistent with the questions interfaces and get more people involved in creating groups, creating discussions, because groups are those more discussion-based feature of EE rather than just I ask a question, I get an answer. So we're really excited for both of those. So yeah, in the chat, let us know what you're looking forward to in these future phases of platform updates. And also, we're about to move into Q&A, so please make sure you're putting your questions in the Q&A and not in the chat feature. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. We'll get Carter back up here. Hi, guys. Let me pull up our questions here. All right, David and Carter are going to help answer some of these. If we don't get to any questions that you had or you forgot to ask or you put it in the chat and we didn't see it, we're happy to answer those afterwards. We'll kind of loop back around with you. Feel free to email us. Feel free to start a discussion on site. I'm sure somebody else has the same question. First question for you, Carter. Is there a limit to the amount of guest passes I can send?
Good question. Right now we have no limit. So send them to every person you know. We will take anyone.
And I think we're going to probably kick off some fun little challenges in the community because, yeah, I always want to give people 30 days to kind of explore. Another guest pass program, Carter, how long will it run for?
That's a great question. As long as it's working. So we hope to run this forever. And obviously this is happening organically, like we said earlier. So really this is just a facilitator, if you will, but it will continue running. And correct me if I'm wrong, Kasey.
Yep, we plan to have it forever. I'm sure it will evolve, it will grow, but it's here to stay. A question I see that I can answer on the demo, it said the home screen was showing the Experts Exchange team dashboard. Where can I see the expert dashboard with a different layout? So yeah, that is, if you're on a team account, you see a different dashboard. So on our EE employee team, we have a different dashboard and David was logged in as me. But you should still be seeing your regular home screen, whatever that looks like for you, because it looks different for different member types. You should still be seeing that the same place. And if you go on the left nav and click on home, you should see your regular dashboard there. So that is one of those things that we will be updating that home screen eventually as well, but it's going to be in the future. So you should be able to still navigate and have your home screen as normal. Let's see. This one I'll give to you, David. If I create a group, we can tag team this. How does it get promoted on the site?
So at the moment, groups are a little bit difficult to find and maybe even a little more difficult than I realized. Previously, when we were going through prepping for this and we talked to Alicia and Bill and Mike, one of the first things they mentioned is like, oh, I didn't know there were groups. So that's one of the big things we're planning to correct while we're working on groups is to make them more visible and make them easier to join and make people have less friction when trying to find their way into new groups or to start their own with their own pet projects. We are including in some of the layouts that we're working on now a very visible featured group section on the groups page that'll make it easy to spot new groups or groups that are growing quickly. And that should hopefully put a stopper in how hard it's been and make it a lot easier for us to connect in new ways outside of Q&A.
Yep, I would say the same thing. In terms of the ways that content is kind of promoted and fed to people within the site is being worked on in a lot of different ways right now by content type, but also a lot of future plans to just make it to promote content in multiple different places. So the future home screen will be, there are ideas floating around about a feed of content related to you. You will be able to kind of pick and choose what you want to see in content feeds with followed topics updates coming in the near future. Those will start being related to questions, and then it will be related to every content type in the future. So good question, whoever asked that. Let's see, what else do we have here? Carter, a guest pass program question. Will the recipient of a guest pass need to register using the email we send the guest pass to?
That would be ideal, but if they have an account that they would rather have that on, say you don't send it to a work email and they would like to have it on a work email, then that's totally fine, I believe. Kasey, you can also correct me again if I'm wrong there.
Nope, that sounds good to me. A question from Dale. Is there any intent to modify the interface so that it makes better use of screen real estate on wide monitors? My answer to that, Dale, is going to be, please give us that feedback. We've worked through that. We know there's some white space that exists right now, but that's definitely something we want to kind of hear from you guys. We know that the majority of our demographic has very wide monitors as opposed to me, and mine's teeny tiny, so it looks good on my screen. But yeah, definitely reach out to us, send us what you're seeing, and we want to work with you guys on that in terms of different things that we're going to be introducing iteratively to kind of take up some of that white space. Andy was asking to show the QR code again towards the end, and we can definitely do that. Carter and David, are you seeing any questions that any big questions that I'm missing here? Again, we can loop back around.
I'm reading through, but I think we covered the bulk of them.
I see a couple of when are specific kind of defects going to be fixed. And again, we said this a little bit at the beginning. If you missed it, we are actively kind of taking in those defect reports as well as member feedback reports and getting those in with our designers as well as into our development process. So be patient with us. It is being worked on, but as to be expected with anything this big in nature of a release, we expect a lot of feedback and a lot of fixes to kind of be in the works. So, all right, let's see. Thank you everybody for entering those questions. Again, we do want to continue conversations. So discussions on site, email us, post, you know the drill. I think we have time, Carter, for another swag raffle.
Awesome. All right, James Edwards, sorry. Congrats, t-shirt swag.
Congrats, James. And we will be following up with all of you swag winners after this, getting all of your information and sending you that. So awesome. Well, one of the last things we wanted to kind of share with you guys here today is some of the other things happening around the community. So David and Carter will help me out here with this as well. But we've got a lot going on right now. There's a lot going on in the community in terms of these platform updates, different programs being launched all the time. I know our teams are all working extremely hard and juggling a lot of different things going on, but we're really excited to kind of start announcing these things. A couple of these things haven't actually been announced yet. So if you're on this event and you're hearing about it, you're getting the scoop early. The first one I will kind of speak to, Reconnect. I believe I saw in the chat, Chris and Rodney, who are some of our first attendees in our Reconnect pilot program. So I'm glad you guys are here, but we'll be launching this in the coming months. The gist of it is that we are really looking for ways to create more events, virtual events, in-person events, and to partner with our members. So members of EE being sponsored by Experts Exchange to go attend technology conferences and represent EE at these conferences. And then ideally we'll be able to kind of host some meetups around it. And we've actually already started this. We've kind of been soft launching it over the last 4 months or so. And we've done it with a few of our members, Richard Faulkner, Chris, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, Rodney Barnhart. And they've been attending these conferences and creating content with us in partnership. So we're really looking forward to presenting Reconnect in the coming months, and just provide members with a way to attend conferences and grow and develop your skills, as well as maybe get to meet with us in person. This next one, David, I want to kind of hear your opinion on this. Our student membership programs. This is very new as of like this week. So there's, Carter, you can chime in here too, but give everybody some insight into like what we're looking to do, what we're excited about with student memberships.
Sure, this is our very first step on what we want to make into a very big and useful program going forward. We started offering the student subscription. Carter, you'd have to tell me what the discount is there for people who are studying at colleges and universities. And this is going to go along with a little student tag on site so that we can see when we're interacting with people that are busy studying and they're new to the subject area, we can offer a little more help, a little more understanding on some of the stuff that we've been through already. We're looking for new ways to develop more mentorship and teaching relationships and expand beyond just solving individual problems and build into long-term relationships that grow careers and grow knowledge and grow skills for people in bigger ways. And the student program is one of the first steps we're taking down that path.
Yeah, well said. Carter, one thing I was just thinking here, you can answer this, is a lot of our members probably know students who should probably come to EE. Can people send students guest passes, and then can that student sign up as a student member? What does that look like on the member plan side of things?
Yeah, for sure. That's something we can definitely explore, and especially being able to mark them as someone that might be a student. But I will write that down as a note to kind of plan for in the future with the guest pass program and with students. Yeah, and again, this is super exciting. You can kind of see those plans that we've developed on our pricing page. We have a yearly annual plan and also a 4-year plan for someone looking for that long-term use out of our community. Yeah, and it's just really welcoming people in every step of their journey. So send them guest passes now and we'll make it a lot easier of a transition in the future. So
there you go. You heard it here first. This last one we put on here because it is rapidly approaching the end of the year. So we are going to go ahead and say we're committing to it. We're doing another Expert Awards event, an awards ceremony like we did last year at Rebirth. It will look a little different probably because we don't plan on doing Rebirth every year, but we will have an awards ceremony. So that will be in January of 2023. We got a lot of good feedback on that last year that people really, really liked. having that live as an event, and we really enjoyed it as well. Our moderator team really enjoyed it, and it just really promotes that peer-to-peer recognition that we're going for. So look for that at the end of December, early January. We'll be announcing actual dates for that awards ceremony here soon. Also with that, make sure you're nominating MVs. You all know the drill on that. You can nominate people on their profile, but people in it, they don't have to be experts either. So nominate people who you think are great contributors to the community. And before we jump out of here, I will go back. I know Andy is asking for the QR code. So if you didn't get that, go ahead and scan it. This, for all of you who want to know the link, it goes to one of our go.ee pages with some social media assets. So let everybody know you were here, download those images. But I think that is a wrap. Again, we will connect with all of you who have some other questions or feedback after the event. And thank you so much for joining. Another shout out to our panelists. Thank you so much for working with us on that, as well as our community leaders, our moderators and TAs who really helped us develop this entire process or this entire project within the navigation update, and we'll continue to do that. So thank you, everyone. We will send you the recording. Thanks for joining.